So can you please tell me what is Yan Shou Gong?
Okay. Yan Shou Gong is a Nei Gong, internal art that was developed by my father, Grandmaster Yap, and his master, Grandmaster Qi, and it derives from two very ancient Shaolin Nei Gong arts called Lohan Rui and Wu Ji.
Okay, so are Wu Ji and Lohan Rui similar arts, or are they different?
Outwardly, they are the same. Both are done very slowly. The movements are like Tai Chi, not exactly, but there's a lot of internal work involved in both of them. And they are different in the sense that you can think of it as one is the yang and the other is the yin. So they have the yin-yang complement. In this case, Wu Ji will be the more yin version of the internal arts, and Lohan Rui will be the more yang version of internal arts. They're both soft arts,
okay,
but the way they develop the qi, you have the yin qi and the yang qi.
Yeah. Okay. So why practice Yan Shou Gong? Why not just learn Wu Ji and Lohan Rui?
Okay, these two arts were very difficult to learn because in this original conception and the way it's practiced, it was only practiced by the highest level monks in Shaolin Temple. That means you have to have a certain prerequisite, a certain amount of training, both mental and physical, before you can get started on these arts. So for a normal person who does not have this level of discipline and training, it would take a very long time for them to learn. So because of that reason, and actually having taught these arts back in Malaysia, by both my father and the Grandmaster, they decided to condense these two arts to make it into something that is approachable and accessible to the lay person, not a Shaolin monk that's been in a monastery for 30 years. Yeah.
So you're saying that Yan Shou Gong is much more accessible?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the properties that make it more accessible is, number one, the forms are shorter without losing the essence, of the original arts. So it is quicker to learn.
Yeah.
It's also quick to practice. It takes you maybe 2 to 3 minutes to do each form, as opposed to, I know some of the Tai Chi forms may take you 20 to 40 minutes to perform, right? And the shorter the form, the less excuse you have for not doing it, right?
Yeah.
So if you just take 2 minutes, you can do 3 sets before you brush your teeth in the morning. And that will give you the energy to carry out through the day. But the third benefit is what I think is also very, very beneficial, and it is you get quick results. I've had people come to Yan Shou Gong workshops and they say, wow, I begin to feel the energy, and I've been doing XXX and YYY Qi Gong for 20 years and haven't felt like this before. So it does give quick results.
And that's just in one workshop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm also curious how, I know you're saying your father and his teacher developed Yan Shou Gong, and that was handed to you to continue, as I understand it.
Yeah.
How has it changed since you took over?
Well, the art itself has not changed, just as the original movements, that were derived from the Lohan Rui and Wu Ji are similar, right? But what has changed is the teaching methods. Okay, I learned it the classical way. Yeah. And what I mean by the classical way is you're not supposed to ask too many questions. And if you ask the teacher or the master questions, they'll say, don't ask so many questions. Please practice this another 10,000 times and you'll get it.
Okay.
So that was the classical method.
Yeah.
But I believe from someone who's got, a modern Western education, this is not something that would not be so acceptable.
Yeah.
So I developed a pedagogy, of how to break down the art so that you have the theory, you have the technique, and you have the methods for practicing it.
Yeah.
Thus making it even more accessible.
So how exactly do you make it more accessible? I mean, what do you do that reduces that 10,000 times down to a more manageable level?
Yeah, I think, okay, this is where a concept that I built up, right, that I created, a pedagogy that I created called a roadmap for learning internals. Okay, I name it that. And basically, it is, number one, to understand what are the concepts behind the art, to understand what are the theories behind the art, right? So, well, I shan't go into the roadmap because it's going to take another 20 minutes to explain. But the key thing is to be able to break it up into to have clear goals so that you know what you're aiming for, to have a clear path to reach those goals, right? So once a student understands what the goals are, what are the paths to reach it, they still have to put in the work, and that work is the practice.
Yeah.
And like a lot of traditional arts, be it meditation or calligraphy, even if you know the techniques, you know the theory, you have to put in the practice. Nothing happens without the practice.
Yeah. But you're saying that the correct theory and the correct techniques
are now in place, whereas in the past, we were not exactly sure what the theories are, nor what the techniques were. Okay? They were not clearly explained. So you don't know what you're reaching for, or you don't know what you're doing. Okay?
So you're sounds like you're suggesting that that in some moves there may be a reason behind the movement. Movement. That you're now better able to explain than was the case in the past.
Yeah, that wasn't the case in the past. Sometimes you would do a particular movement and you'd be wondering, why am I doing this? And if I do it slightly different, will it affect the result?
Yeah.
Now we can safely say, with a certain pretty sure that to say, if you do it this way, this is what will happen, and this is what you will feel. And if you do it the other way, this is what you'll feel, or this is what you won't feel, and you won't get the result. You know? Yeah.
And not only that, I'm guessing you're suggesting that you can actually help people to experience that for themselves by you say, this is what you will feel, try it, there you go, you feel it. Yeah, good.
That's right. So we emphasize a lot on experiential learning, right? Like they say, when I hear, I learn a bit. Yeah. When I see, I learn more. When I do, I learn the most. So we try to make the student do and experience it so that they learn the most. You see? They get the most benefits out of the workshop or the seminar. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's a really good brief introduction to Yan Shou Gong. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.